to the BrinkCast, episode 18, coming to you from my dad's garage today in beautiful, smoky, hazy Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. We got a nice little episode for you folks today. It's a pretty big milestone in this father's life and in this grandfather's life coming up here. We're celebrating a 1-year-old's birthday, a special little 1-year-old, and it's been a crazy year. So we're going to do a bit of reflection on the year that was. We're also going to chat about some golf greatness. Scottie Scheffler provided some incredible moments, especially for all the dads out there. So we're going to chat about that. It's been a chaotic July of baseball. We got a lot to talk about there on the diamond. And then we're going to get into some real talk on some personal development, some life fulfillment stuff that kind of ties into what we're going to chat about regarding Scottie Scheffler, and it should be a good one. So thanks for tuning in. Grab a coffee, crack a cold one, Coke Zero. That's kind of my go-to these days, and sit back and enjoy the conversation. My name is Tyson. And I'm here with my father, the granddad on this show, Jay Brinkworth. Can you believe our little girl is turning 1 year old?
That is stunning to me. I actually cannot believe that the week is here that she is 1 year old. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. And I missed you. Yeah. I missed you. We missed an episode. I didn't realize July was going to get so nutty, and July was nutty.
Yeah, it's summer, man. We're out there doing
dad stuff,
all the dad stuff, living good and enjoying the weather while we got
summer. That's exactly right.
Yes,
but I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, no, doing amazing. Yeah, like we said, it's been busy. I can't believe it's already, third week of July here. And I mean, the biggest thing on my mind is obviously this birthday party coming up on Saturday, which has been so much fun to, plan, and shout out to my wife who's been taking a lead on that. It's been a crazy year, crazy couple weeks here in our household. I feel like I say that every week, but
it is.
We got out to
it's the truth.
The wife and I got out to beautiful British Columbia for a friend's wedding, and enjoyed Kelowna, which was amazing. And other than that, we've just been, trying to find lock down some daycares for the fall and get the house ready for this party coming up on Saturday is obviously front of mind, and watching baseball and taking some golf and teaching this little girl how to walk. She's basically teaching herself at this point. But yeah, lots of fun and busy, like I said. So yeah, no, it's been good. What about you? Have been traveling around? What have you been up to?
Yeah, July was busy traveling to gigging. Yeah, playing some gigs out in Ontario and BC and Alberta and Saskatchewan, kind of all over the place, which is good. I go to Kamloops tomorrow, so I'm kind of in the Kelowna area. So hop on a plane tomorrow morning. But yeah, it's been good. We've been just doing stuff around here again, house stuff, dad stuff. Coop's taken an interest in fishing.
Yeah.
So that's taken some time and a bit of a toll on my soul in the last little bit, but I'll tell you all about that.
A toll on your soul.
Yes.
Nice.
True story.
No, that's good. I mean, fishing, not a big fisherman myself. I do enjoy, fishing more so just the time when you actually get the line in the water, and then you can just kind of sit back and chill and hopefully pull one in. And I haven't done a whole lot of fishing in my day, but I'm glad that Coop's getting into it. That's such a cool summer activity, and he can learn a lot doing that.
We all can.
So yeah,
we're all learning.
Yeah.
Through the process.
Yeah, it's it's good for the patience. That's something we're always kind of chatting about and trying to get better at. So
working on it.
He's starting young and you're starting old. So yeah, no, I love that.
That's right.
I love to hear that. So yeah, let's start with the birthday. We kind of introed it. We're going to stay right there.
Yeah.
And
what do we have now? 4 sleeps, 5 sleeps? Well, how far are we away? It's kind of like a countdown to Christmas almost when it's a first birthday. Isn't it?
It is. Yeah. I mean,
it's a big deal.
It's the most important party of the year. Especially, in our lives. And it's been emotional and logistical roller coaster kind of getting a Saturday and just reflecting back on how much we've grown. I feel like I've aged like 10 years in the last 12 months. Learned a lot, obviously, and grown a lot. Learned about myself, learning about my daughter, learning about, my wife still, who's an absolute superhero in our household, and seeing how she's, turned into such a fantastic mother, which I knew she would be. But yeah, we're all kind of growing together, and Scottie girl's of course growing. She's coming up on her 12th month, and it's going to be it's probably going to be the most, definitely her first birthday is going to be more well attended than maybe any birthday that Jess and I have ever had. So it should be a lot of fun. We've got it feels like we've got a lot to do yet. We're sitting here on Tuesday, and it's coming up on Saturday. So we're going to keep grinding away in the evenings here, and have to call in some help from the grandmas to do some babysitting while we plug away and try and get our backyard looking halfway decent. And but it should be fun. The year has flew by. I think that goes without saying, but at the same time, there's been so much that has happened, and so many developments personally, and then of course with Scottie, it's flown by, but it honestly feels like it's been 5 years in one kind of thing, and I guess that's probably how it's going to be from here on out. So
oh yeah, absolutely. Well, in that first year of their life, they learn more in that first year than any other year in their lives. That's been proven, right? And you're seeing that. Yeah, you're seeing it firsthand. Like in the last 2 weeks, the videos we've seen, she's learned so much. Like she's doing so many different things. Yeah, like all out day to day. Which is unbelievable.
We left her for a weekend, and it seemed like she was almost not a new person, but more developed person after those 4 days, which is crazy. And I mean, we're used to seeing her every day, so that plays a part in it too. But we come home and she's standing up by herself out of nowhere. She's doing these. She's got probably 2 or 3 different laughs she's trying out now, and saying different sounds. And
well, she was out partying with the grandmas.
She was partying with the grandmas. They were teaching her lots.
Yeah.
They were, getting
clubbing. They were out clubbing.
They were, clubbing. Maybe, grocery stores.
Yeah.
And doing all the fun things. Like I said, it's been smoky here, as it is in a lot of places in the country, and they didn't get out for many walks, which I know they were looking forward to, but they got out to the stores and did some shopping and lots of hanging, and they were learning each other too. So it was a lot of fun, and we were getting updates like crazy. But yeah, when we got back, it was like, wow, 4 days. That's a significant amount of time in her world to continue her development. So it was a lot of fun to get back to her. And she was, every time we go away and we come back to the dogs, they don't seem, too excited. Sometimes they are, but other times it's like, yeah, whatever. She was very excited. I was pleasantly surprised when we walked in the door. She was, very happy and yelling and screaming and laughing. And
she knows her people.
She knows her people. Sure.
Oh yes.
So absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that was good. And this birthday party, man, I know, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Are you going to be able to enjoy it? Like I know.
Oh yeah,
I know sometimes in those things, the parents are so involved and everything's got to be right and you're running everywhere. And at the end of the whole thing, you're like, I didn't even get to take any of it in. Like,
yeah,
like a wedding,
I think
right?
I think it'll be good. We've attended, quite a few 1-year-old birthday parties over the last, year and a half or so. We got a pretty big crew of friends that got a lot of kids under 2. So it's going to be a lot of toddlers, a lot of action, a lot of sound, a lot of noise, and it's going to be fun. But yeah, planning this party, it's something, again, that you don't think of. You're just trying to get through kind of week to week as you become a parent, and then all of a sudden you got a first birthday, and that's a huge deal in our minds, right? So we want to make sure she's not going to remember, but the pictures will be there, videos will be there, and
you're in the world of that now.
So it'll be fun. We got a bouncy house lined up. We got a pretty big array of toys and slides and water tables and everything you could think of in the backyard. So we're just going to try and keep everyone entertained and safe, and we'll see what it'll be different though, because there's going to be some 18 months and 2-year-olds, maybe a 3-year-old couple that are a little bit older. So I hope they don't find too many things to get injured on in our backyard. That's the biggest concern of mine right
enough
now.
Adults around to watch.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully. But yeah, hopefully everyone makes it out safe and has a blast. And I know we will. So that's what we're looking forward to. It's been a lot though. Like I said, Jess has done majority of this. But yeah, you got to get the food prepared. How many people are going to be there?
Yeah.
What are they going to be eating at 3 p.m. in the afternoon? What are they going to be drinking? What's going on? What are nap times? A lot of the kids are on 1 nap a day now, so the nap time shouldn't be an issue. They'll be ready to go mid-afternoon. But yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. Yeah, I'm pumped though.
Yeah, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to drinking with the other grandparents in the bouncy castle. Yeah. I think that'll be fun. We'll see. That's for the grandparents, right? The bouncy house was for the grandparents?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
When you messaged me the other day and said, are you around Saturday to pick this up? My first reaction was I laughed so hard. I was like, oh my goodness. First of all, were they going to put this thing?
Yeah.
And second of all, I was like, that's going to be absolute chaos with all these kids.
Yeah, the location is still up in the air, but we'll find a spot that'll
might have to rent the park.
Accommodate everyone. Yeah, the park would be a good idea. I was thinking about that too.
Totally.
Nice and
go
close,
over there.
But yeah, no, we'll see. We've attended a couple parties and one of them had similar bouncy house or whatever. And weather was kind of crappy, so it was in the garage and the air compressor was a little loud. So some of the kids were very timid, but some of them jumped right in. So we'll see. Like they've kind of, like I said, most of these kids are older now, so they'll probably have fun. It's more for them. Scottie, I don't know, she might. I'll get in there with her.
She's got to be in there. Exactly. We need photos and video of her in there.
Bouncing around.
She'll be hilarious.
We'll see how she does
there. Oh, my
I
goodness.
think she'll love it, but yeah, who knows? It'll be entertaining for some of the people there anyway.
100%. No, that'll be a blast. That's exciting. That's very exciting, planning a 1-year-old birthday. It's been a while since we've had one around this house.
Yeah.
Like 13 years.
13
well,
years,
12 years.
12 years, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, 12 years. Long time. 20 years old. I was 20 years old the last time, I guess. That's crazy.
Yeah, we had a family 1-year-old birthday.
Interesting.
And there was no bouncy house though.
Yeah, no, we're gonna fire up the bouncy house. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, we're just praying for a safe exit from everyone. And
weather's looking good.
And lots of fun. It's gonna be hot.
We've
been trying to recruit umbrellas from everyone we know. So big patio umbrellas. So hopefully we might have the whole yard covered in umbrellas, which wouldn't be a bad thing.
No, not at all.
Yes, sir. So
it's a big week.
It's a big week. It's a fun week.
Well, it's been a big month though. Like you guys have been planning this for like a while now.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I can't take credit. Jess has had it on her mind for probably 6 months.
Yeah, mums do that. That's what the mums do. Yeah,
there's a lot of different themes and stuff out there on TikTok and Pinterest and everything. So a lot of different ways you can go with it. We're going with oh my god, I'm blanking on the name. Scottie Sunny 1. So it's a summer theme, obviously summer birthday. So
I like it.
It's going to be just a summer theme. We got some
it's perfect for a summer birthday.
Yeah, we got some ideas already cooking for years 2, 3, 4, 5. So
geez,
it's going to be I think this might be
you guys are way ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
There was no social media when you were 1. So when you were 1, the big event was you getting to eat the cake by yourself and just make a complete mess.
Yes.
That was a big event. And we got photos. And there's
probably a VHS somewhere of that too.
Absolutely there is.
Yeah, but now it's all, glorified. So you see what other people are doing and you get ideas and inspiration from there. So
and it was just in the kitchen. It was in the kitchen over on McCarthy Boulevard. That's where your birthday was. Sorry it was so uneventful.
Oh, it was fun.
I should have got you a bouncy house.
For 94, it was a good party for sure. I remember that. No, I don't remember. I remember the photo though.
Yes. You've seen them.
Be looking forward to that. Auntie Jayla is baking the cake for Scottie.
So we were just talking about her cake the other day.
She's got something good cooked up, and it'll be funny to see how she enjoys that. She hasn't had anything like that yet, so the eating thing has been a struggle as we've talked about. But
the sweet tooth starts Saturday.
I know. Yeah.
My money's on it right there.
I know. Her mom and dad both
the
have
Brinkworth sweet tooth right there. Bang.
It's gonna be
cookies on Sunday.
It's gonna be tough after that. So while we're talking about family moments, big family moments, let's shift gears to to a new dad who just won the Open, our old friend, Scottie Scheffler. We talked about him recently. This guy's all over the golf world, all over the sports world, absolutely dominating his field. And I know you're not a big golf guy, but this is more a life, life perspective. And he's a new dad, and his toddler Bennett is, quickly becoming the golf's most famous toddler for sure. If not,
is this the one that pooped on him the last episode when we talked about?
Yeah, the blowout after.
And his name's Bennett.
Bennett Scheffler. Yeah. Bennett, so we had okay. I think that was, what was that? Maybe a month ago. Yeah. His last win. So I think he's played in maybe 2 events since then. But yeah, so the last time he had won, as we talked about, Bennett greeted him on the green with a, poop all the way up his back, which was hilarious for everyone to see. And Scottie just, handled it like any dad would, or any dad should. And this time it was, Scottie was in the, he's always in the spotlight. He's such a, seems like such a humble, quiet, easygoing guy, and, just shows up and wins. And he's not flashy like Tiger was back in his heyday, but they're drawing comparisons to Tiger just from his performance on the golf course, which has been insane. And his first win was in, I think it was in 2022. And since then, he's just been on a just incredible run, beating everybody. Like, it's not even, a lot of the, on like some of the sports books out there, he's such a high favorite. They would basically offer, who's going to come in second. So like, who's going to win if Scottie wasn't playing this? Cause of course he's going to win is kind of the thought. So it's crazy, but anyways, yeah, he won the Open again. I think it was the only major he hadn't won, or I know he definitely hadn't won that one yet. It was in Ireland, and leading up to the tournament, he had there was a press conference, and he had just such a fascinating answer to one of the questions, and he kind of went, I don't want to say off the rails, but he gave a very honest perspective of, his perspective of golf and what it means to him, but also what it does in terms of fulfilling his life. And he touches on, his role as a husband and father in here too. But it's probably the most honest answer I've ever heard a professional athlete talk or speak about in a press conference situation. Usually you get a lot of the, cliche answers and
saying what they want to hear.
Yeah. Saying what they want to hear. And that's all fine and good. That would be difficult to get up there and talk in front of that much people. And of course, it's televised and everything. So there's nothing wrong with that. But I thought this was just such an incredible answer. And I know you probably haven't heard this. So
no, I haven't at all.
This is going to be difficult to follow, because the first time I heard it, I was kind of lost. I was like, what is going on? He kind of lost me. And I think he lost a lot of the reporters too. But we're going to listen to the first part of this press conference, and we'll kind of discuss it afterwards, because it goes into a lot more than, just golf, as you'll hear.
Interesting.
I think I said something after the Byron this year about, like, it feels like you work your whole life to celebrate winning a tournament for like a few minutes. It only lasts a few minutes, that kind of euphoric feeling. And I like to win the Byron Nelson Championship at home. I literally worked my entire life to become good at golf, to have an opportunity to win that tournament. And you win it, you celebrate, get to hug my family, my sister's there. It's such an amazing moment. And then it's like, okay, now what are we going to eat for dinner? Life goes on. Is it great to be able to win tournaments and to accomplish the things I have in the game of golf? Yeah. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes just to think about, because it's literally worked my entire life to become good at this sport, and to have that kind of sense of accomplishment, I think is a pretty cool feeling. To get to live out your dreams is very special. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not out here to inspire the next generation of golfers. I'm not here to inspire somebody else to be the best player in the world, because what's the point? This is not a fulfilling life. It's fulfilling from a sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of like the deepest, places of your heart. There's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life. And then you get there and all of a sudden you get to number one in the world and then they're like, what's the point? And, I really do believe that because, what is the point? You're like, why do I want to win this tournament so bad? That's something that I wrestle with on a daily basis. It's like showing up at the Masters every year. It's like, why do I want to win this golf tournament so badly? Why do I want to win the Open Championship so badly? I don't know. Because if I win, it's going to be awesome for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to get to the next week and it's going to be like, hey, you won 2 majors this year. How important is it for you to win the FedEx Cup playoffs? And it's just like, we're back here again, So we really do. We work so hard for such little moments. And, I'm kind of a sicko. I love putting in the work. I love being able to practice. I love getting out to live out my dreams. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just don't understand the point, because I don't know if I'm making any sense or not, but am I not? It's just one of those deals. I love the challenge. I love being able to play this game for a living. It's one of the greatest joys of my life, but does it fill the deepest, wants and desires of my heart? Absolutely not. I love playing golf. I love being able to compete. I love living out my dreams. I love being a father. I love being able to take care of my son. I love being able to provide for my family out here playing golf. And, every day when I wake up early to go put in the work, my wife thanks me for going out and working so hard. And when I get home, I try and thank her every day for taking care of our son. It's just, that's why I talk about families being my priority, because it really is. I'm blessed to be able to come out here and play golf, but if my golf ever started affecting my home life or it ever affected the relationship I have with my wife or with my son, that's going to be the last day that I play out here for a living. This is not the be all end all. This is not the most important thing in my life. And that's why I wrestle with, why is this so important to me? Because, I would much rather be a great father than I would be a great golfer. That at the end of the day, that's what's more important to me.
So a lot to unpack there from the world number one, best golfer in the world. He's talking about obviously his love for the game and loves working at it, loves everything. But when you get to the top, it's almost like he says he's wrestling with, what's the point? What's the point? And I think that's probably very common for people when they get to the top of their field and they all, can visualize what it's going to be like once they achieve a certain, level of whatever it is in their, career or whatever their goals are. But yeah, it's just funny to hear that, going into a major championship that, 100 plus guys are trying to win. This guy's wrestling with the fact of why is he even out here? Because it's not the most important thing in his life. And he goes out and, of course, just dominates and gets the win again. But very interesting from Scottie Scheffler. And I love that from him, just how it's very evident that, family is his number one priority. Yeah. And it's great to see that when athletes are, honest and just humanizes them a little more, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's heavy. That's heavy things. And I love that the interview went that way. Like, I love that he curbed it that way. And he did. And I, again, not that, but I understand it would be interesting as you're playing it. I'm like, it would have been interesting to hear this interview pre being a father. Right. Yeah. It would be interesting to hear his perspective on playing golf pre being married and a father. Like, it just changes and the perspective changes, and your reason for doing it is different now. Like he says, providing, right? Like one of the 5 tools of fatherhood is providing. I know, it's not a direct comparison, but I know from playing music, I became a way different player after you were born. Right. Completely. Because I was doing it for a different reason. Right. There was a whole different reason for doing this now. It wasn't about me anymore. Yeah. It wasn't about, it is still, and that's, I get it. Like when he says that, I'm like, I understand. And the moment, it's pretty heavy that he says the moment that it affects things, he'd pack it in. And it's like, yeah. Because that's, it's just golf. Yeah. It's just a game.
And
it's so great that a guy on that stage said that. Right. Like, I think that's so great that you brought that up. That someone because I'm sure a lot of other golfers are going, whatever, man. Yeah, whatever. And it's like, no, he meant that. Yeah. Like he wasn't joking around. He means that. I could tell from his voice. Right?
Yeah. It's very honest and it's very, kind of vulnerable to speak on that, but it's so true. Like, yeah, I wish I would. And I might have to go back and dig through some of his press conferences before he became a father and see what they were like. But yeah, it's so true how your perspective shifts on that. And even in,
absolutely.
This world of, fame and, highest sense of accomplishment as a professional athlete, he's still so grounded. I don't know if, I think a lot of people are, but I wouldn't say everyone is, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But it's just a great example of, a dad being, honest for one, and then
totally
clearly seeing that, his selflessness is on display there. And then, I think this was on Wednesday, tournament started on Thursday, and then he gets the win on Sunday. And, there's a clip of, his son Bennett, he's walking now, and I think he's just over a year old. I can't remember his, but he's over a year old, and he's walking, and he's walking, but he's walking up the hill to the green, and he kind of stumbles, and then he tries to get back up, and he takes a few more steps, walk to his dad, and he stumbles again because the slope is just a little too steep. And then Scottie goes and brings him over and sets him beside the trophy, and he pulls himself up on the trophy. And such a cool moment, but yeah, like such a honest and easy guy to root for. Not only is he just, incredible at the game, and the way he plays the game he's it's very, artist-like, the way he plays out there, and the shots that he hits. And it seems like he, even when he finds himself in trouble out there, he'll make an incredible shot to just get right back into it. And fun to watch. And like I said, easy to root for, and such a good thing to see as a dad.
He seems calm and cool. And it seems like him and his dad have a good relationship.
Yeah.
That's what I gathered too. The other clip we had seen, and him just talking about that. It's like, obviously there's lineage in this. It comes from somewhere, right? But if you look at it, like a year ago now, Scottie wasn't born. It was like 4 or 5 days till she was going to be born. You're a different person a year ago now than you are now. That 7 days changed you.
That's what I was saying.
And in the same way, like you're not obviously not doing what he does, but in the same human way, it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it just boils down to, like you said, not doing, everything you're doing is not, necessarily for yourself anymore. There's, of course you do things for yourself to remain sane and do that. But, the bottom line is there's, human relying on you now. And like, you can say the same thing before she was born, that, Jess and I were, I wouldn't say it's the same though. You're not reliant on one another, but
but it just changes your perspective from yourself to just thinking about others.
Definitely.
And you've always done that.
Yeah.
You've always been that way, even a kid and everything. So you being a real great father doesn't surprise any of us really, but it's just selflessness. And it's just being able to put yourself aside and go, you know what, here's what I'm doing this for.
Yeah. But then there's really no other way to replicate it or say it. You don't really know it until you are.
Of course.
But, I mean, there's a lot of, great, uncles, brothers, you name it. But yeah, it's great to see that. I was excited to talk to you. I was excited to show you that, because I know you probably hadn't seen it. I love it. And I had to, when I first heard it, and I was kind of joking around with a couple buddies, like, what's he talking about? Like, it's kind of crazy that he's saying that and kind of rambling. But when you really dig into it, and there's more to the interview too, I think that answer ended up being like 8 minutes long, and that was only like 4 minutes of it. But I mean,
that's funny you say the rambling, because I didn't find it rambling at all. I was engaged. He was just speaking from the heart, and it was just him giving an honest answer, which maybe they did or didn't want that. But
I think the reporters in the room were pretty stunned at some of the things he was saying, because you can hear them kind of chuckling at things that aren't necessarily funny, but but
it's real life though. Like, he's telling real life stuff here. It's not about glorifying his win or the money he made or whatever. It's just like, no, man, this, like saying the going out for dinner thing, that I thought that was great.
Yeah. What's next, right? Like, exactly. What's next on the agenda, and what's next in our day.
Like, it passes.
So,
like I know, like, again, not the same thing, but I could go play a great gig or have a great session and play on a record, and it goes awesome, and it's very, very short lived.
Yeah,
like, you don't get time to actually, like, you don't sell it, like, it's over. Like guys winning the Stanley Cup, it's like the next day, it's like you're on to the next season.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the Panthers are probably still out there.
Or probably Marchand's probably still somewhere to ditch.
Yeah. But
partying with the Gators.
I know what you mean. You don't truly recognize it until probably later in life when you reflect on it, or later in the week when you're like, oh, wow, that gig was awesome. Or, that whatever I did was, I actually, take some time and reflect on that. And again, that's something that is important to do too, because as you know, as being a father and having a family and career and all this stuff, it is kind of, you're jumping into the next thing. So that reflection time is key, because
totally
it can go by pretty quick. And you said it too, like, it's not that our lives aren't the same thing as Scottie Scheffler, of course, but it's relatable.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting when his son gets older. Like, I'm sure his son will know what his dad does, but maybe not to the level of what he does it at.
Yeah.
But later in his life, he'll discover some things about his dad that he never knew, and it'll blow his mind.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, whoa, you did that? Like, why didn't you tell? And it's like, because it wasn't a big deal. Like, it was more important going and hanging out with him, going for a walk, than telling him how great he was at golf.
Yeah.
And he'll discover
He
himself.
definitely seems like the kind of guy that's how it's going to be.
Totally. And I love that.
And you got to think that the work ethic that Scottie has obviously was instilled upon him from his parents,
and it's going to keep going.
And it's probably going to keep going, and who knows what Bennett Scheffler's going to do, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing, whatever it is.
Yeah, and he'll be a selfless human being, which is important.
Yes,
I love it. Thank you for sharing that. That's great.
Yeah, no, absolutely,
I love it.
Yeah, it's and yeah, I mean, it was so fun watching. It was like I said, it was in Ireland, so the start times are really weird.
Yeah.
And I think Scottie, he was leading pretty much the whole weekend, so they start later in the day. They're usually the last group to go, depending on how you're doing. Closest to the top is usually last to go. So on Saturday and Sunday, he teed off at like 8 a.m. So we were up, and it was in the back, and Scottie and I were on the floor watching Scottie, and it's always funny, like saying, "Oh, Scottie, look, you're golfing." That's our little joke, but no, it's so fun when it works out like that, and to have that on the background. And she's got a set of clubs, little toy clubs, and she knows she swings at the ball. It's going on. It's so fun to see that development, and crazy how babies can put that together so fast.
It's gonna rock it so fast now. You won't believe the next 6 months. It's just gonna blow your mind how quickly things go.
Yeah, a lot of big moments have already occurred, and a lot of big moments on the horizon here.
Yeah, on Sugar, she'll be on Sugar. Let's not forget.
Yeah. I'm nervous for that. Speaking of big moments, let's jump over to the Diamond. The month of July has been nuts in the baseball world, specifically for the Red Sox and Jays, both hot in July.
Jeez.
Riding some crazy. I know Red Sox had what, 10-game win streak?
10-game win streak going to the All-Star break.
Jays had 10 or 11. I can't remember. But it was right around there. I lost
track because I was just waiting for him to start losing.
Yeah,
no, got to cool down.
It's been a crazy month in the AL East for sure. But last night I was watching the Sox game, and I'm sure you were too, or following it or something. And
this goes into my whole fishing story, but yes, I was following.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy ending.
It was insane.
And look back on it, and this is never. I don't think this has ever happened before.
1971. Was the last time that like a play like that happened. Not that exact play, but it like that.
Yeah. So,
which is crazy.
What was it? 11th inning or
the 10th inning, bottom of the 10th.
Bottom of the 10th. Phillies loaded it, right?
Loaded bases with a couple walks, which was unfortunate, but yeah.
And I think they had none out at this point.
They had none out. That's exactly 0 out.
So
loaded bases.
I mean, you're thinking it's probably over anyways,
right?
But the way it happened was crazy.
It was insane.
You want to take it away?
Well, it was a check swing, and the guy didn't swing all around. I can't even remember who was batting now.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was.
It escapes me. But it was a check swing, and as he came back on the swing, and I watched the replay, and I've seen so many times this season, guys lean back a little further to try to hit the catcher's glove. I'm sure they're doing it on purpose, and they know what catchers lean in a little bit on the plate. And Carlos Narvaez from the Sox does play pretty close to the plate. Like he because he frames really, really good. So he clips his glove, but it was a check swing. So the announcers were like, well, on a full swing, you get first base, but it was a check swing.
Yeah.
They're like, but we don't know the ruling on this. They're not sure.
Yeah. And it kind of seemed like the umpires really had to think about it too. Cause they were like, wow.
They didn't know.
Yeah.
They weren't sure. So they, went to the review, and then the review was he hit the glove. He got first base, and then it was a walk-off. And then the Phillies won. It was such a good game.
Oh, what an anticlimactic ending to that game too. I was watching it, and then it's like, yep, first base, and then Brandon Marsh comes, walking into home plate, and whoever it was credited with an RBI, I guess.
Yeah.
Or I don't know how that works. How that's scored, but
yeah, I know. And the game, if you look at the whole summary of the game, starts off, Duran's the first batter, hits a home run, 1-0 Sox, and ends like that.
Yeah.
That's
a tough one for sure.
And again, like Zach Wheeler's pitching for Philly, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Walker Buehler's pitching for the Sox, which he's up and down, and he pitches a great game.
Yeah, I know.
And then
that's a tough one to lose, especially that way.
Oh, trust me. I was sitting right over here.
Yeah.
And I had
yeah, it's brutal. Me. But hey, they climbed back into it. They're
baseball.
What are they? 6 games back now, the division, and
they're like, they're 6. I think 6 back in the division, and they still got a wild card spot.
Yeah,
and all the teams that had to lose yesterday lost. Like the Yankees are playing the Jays, so it's okay who beats up on each other there.
Yeah.
The Rays lost, Seattle lost, so it didn't do. There was no harm, no foul. They could have gained some ground, but whatever.
Yeah, lots of baseball left. I think we still got 80 games left here, but
if you haven't noticed, July
that was
a little consumed.
That was an exciting moment on a Monday night.
Oh,
anyways.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah, home or All-Star Week obviously was last week. Home Run Derby was pretty fun to watch, as it always is. And Cal Raleigh, the big dumper as they call him, he's got a big old wagon on him. Yeah. He won it, and it was fun to watch. And you sent me the picture, but Brent Rooker from the Athletics, he was competing in the Home Run Derby, and there's a shot of him giving his I think he said 11-month-old baby a bottle in between swings, which was pretty cool to see.
It's great. His wife and 2 kids were there. And he finishes up, and he's in the lead, and he goes over. The next shot is him. He's got the bottle there with the baby on the sidelines. And then people online are like, do they have to show that? Like, what's going on? I'm like, of course they had to show it. He's a normal guy.
Yeah, no, it's it's kind of funny, the comments.
I love it.
But yeah, that was hilarious, because I was I think I was doing the same thing, or had been doing the same thing. I think Scottie was in bed at that point, but I was like, hey,
I've done that.
I've done that
100%.
I can't hit over 450 feet, but
I can feed my daughter a bottle.
Yeah, me and Brent Rooker are the same.
At the end of the day, you're dads.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah. And back to the Home Run Derby, the other thing that I thought was really, really cool, and I love this about the Home Run Derby, and I would usually watch the highlights, but this year, for some reason, I don't even know why, I planted myself on the couch and watched the whole damn thing.
You were around.
And I liked it. I really had fun. But I love when you see these guys come into the Home Run Derby and they don't have the normal guys from their team pitching to them. They have their dads.
Yeah.
I love it.
Or like old pitching coaches.
And Cal Raleigh had his dad pitching and his brother catching.
That was so cool.
I thought that like, as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, he's got to win.
Yeah.
And then when Rooker was on there with the baby, I was like, okay, one of these 2 guys have to win, only for the fact that is an amazing moment to share.
Yeah,
with
how
your
special
family.
is that as a family? And I didn't realize that was his brother till after probably the first or second round. But that's so cool. And his brothers, in his ear giving him tips. And they're talking
exactly.
About it. They're talking about it, mid session there. So
and his dad knew exactly where to throw those pitches. Like he was like, just if you watch, he just knows exactly where his swing is. And it's like, well,
how
who
many
would
times
not know?
How many times have they done that? Like wiffle ball or whatever, batting practice. I'm sure there's definitely over 10,000 reps there with his dad pitching to him. So that's incredibly special. I didn't even I kind of forgot about that until you mentioned it, but. Yeah, that was so cool, man.
And if you see the interview afterwards, they're obviously talking to Cal Raleigh, and they ended up talking to his dad and his brother too. But if you just see the look on his dad's and brother's face and his face, again, like the Scottie Scheffler thing, he's there going, yeah, I hit home runs. This is great. They're there going, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
This is an amazing moment in my life. I'm surrounded by all these people, and we've just done this thing with our family.
Yeah.
Like it was, and then their whole family was on the field. Like, his wife, like I think his wife and his mom, and like it was such an amazing family thing. I love that. That's a part of
that's
sports that I absolutely love.
And you see that a lot with the All-Star weeks, and everyone kind of gets involved. But
and the kids, cool. So many little kids running around on the field and bringing their dad's Gatorade and stuff, and it's the best.
It's very cool. Yeah, very cool. So we're gonna keep watching baseball when we can, and seeing what happens. And
4:45 today.
See who's playing ball in October.
Yes. Oh, we're hoping. Trade deadline's next week. Oh, it's going to heat up.
And we booked our flights. We're heading to Ontario in August, and I think we're going to get to a game. Jays and Twins, I think it's looking like. So that'll be cool.
The week I'm there, you know how many games are the week I'm there?
Yeah, none. Yeah, I know.
No,
the week
they're away.
We were originally planning on going a week or two earlier. They're away for a long stretch there.
Exactly. No, we don't. I don't get to go to a game. I'm choked.
I'll send you a pic.
Thanks. Maybe with Laura and Cooper gone, I'll jump on a plane and go to Boston for a game. I won't.
That'd be aggressive.
Yeah, I know that would be. I'll stay home. Maybe I'll have it on 2 TVs at home. That's what I'll
definitely can't do it now. You just put it out there.
Yeah, exactly. Ouch. No hiding. Yeah. No, we will be watching baseball. Whether it drives us nuts or not, we watch baseball.
Yes, sir.
That's what we do.
So we talked about, babies and home runs and baseball and
golf.
We've covered a lot so far here.
Holy man. And all dads.
Yeah, a lot of dad chatter. And there's a lot of dad content and things. I mean, I think it's like we had chatted about, you're kind of seeing it more as you become one, and you kind of just relate to certain things differently. But yeah, it's everywhere, and tying it to the sports thing and music or whatever it is so cool, and it's nice to be able to relate to people on that stage, because you're all at the end of the day, you're all parents, and
exactly.
And so you got to keep that in mind when you're
some 1-year-old needs a bottle.
That's right. Yeah. So just kind of wanted to wrap up with some personal perspective, and I know you might have some. I know you got a couple stories to share as well, but I kind of wanted to kick things off with something that I wouldn't say it's a realization, but something I had kind of stumbled upon, just a quote that has been kind of helping me the last few weeks when I've been feeling overwhelmed or, anxious about certain things. And it's something that I, struggled with before being a dad, but now as a dad, it's kind of even more amplified, and it's just struggling with trying to do, to do everything all at once, to get everything done, to, accomplish everything that needs to be accomplished. And when, you're working towards something and I find myself getting very impatient. I just want to get it done, or I want to, have this right now. It's just reminding myself to kind of take it one step at a time. And there's this quote from this, it's inspired by this author, James Clear. He wrote a book, Atomic Habits, which is an amazing book. Just basically, personal growth book that can help you in so many different ways. But it's, I know there's iterations of this quote out there from other people as well. But, it's just, you don't build a house in a day, you lay one brick every night. And that's something that I'm really trying to, kind of bring myself back when I'm feeling anxious to focus on that one thing. Like, it's okay. Like, just do 1 or 2 things, just lay your 1 or 2 bricks for the day and get it done. And, over the course of like 12 months, like I said, you're going to have a pretty good foundation. So, that's just something that has been prevalent in my mind, and just basically setting realistic personal goals and being okay with slow, intentional progress, not trying to, you're not going to solve everything in, one day kind of thing. So just working towards, realistic personal goals and being okay with that slow, intentional progress, because it's not going to happen overnight. And like the fitness thing, it's something, just keep that momentum up and trying to, I've been doing good in that regard as far as like personal health and fitness. Just kind of got to take that into other aspects of my life of projects that I'm working on, and whether that's at work or away from work or becoming a better father and learning how to educate and teach Scottie all the things that she needs to know and make sure everything's kind of taken care of. But there's a lot that goes through my head, and I know that's very real for a lot of fathers out there, that there's always a lot going on. But just
absolutely,
it's really helped me to kind of just lay your 1 or 2 bricks every day, and when you lay your head out on the pillow, it's, if you've done that, you've done a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, guaranteed. Yeah, I remember years ago, same thing, hearing someone just saying, life's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah.
And slowing down. I know I have the exact same problem sometimes. It's just not getting overwhelmed. It can pile up on me. It used to pile up on me a lot more. It still can. I have my days, but I know how I can kind of get past it a little bit. And yeah, just chipping away. Like, I make a lot of lists. I'm a big list guy, and I always do that. And just having that, to check off and go, okay, look, this slid down on the list, but it's still on the list. It's okay. Yeah. It's going to get done. Yeah. It just wasn't in today's plan.
Right.
It's okay. And yeah, those are important things. And it's important to talk about that. Like, a lot of people, you don't realize how much pressure people put on themselves.
Yeah. And I didn't realize it either until I kind of started really unpacking it. And yeah, I think it's it's a lifelong thing that you just continue to work at. But the internal pressure can be real, and it can be overwhelming. So yeah, that's and the momentum thing too is big for me. Whether it's fitness or like I said, working on other stuff or doing stuff around the house. If you keep that positive momentum, it's easier to kind of see that progress quicker, I guess.
Right.
But, when you get out of it, that's where I really struggle. Like, when we were away in Kelowna, I really tried to, stay up on the, physical activity side of things, and did a pretty good job. But we went to a wedding, and of course the day after the wedding was slow, kind of groggy day, and really threw me for a loop. Kind of affected me for a few more days after we got back even. And then got back, like, I was just kept thinking to myself, if I just stay at it, if I just keep doing this, if I just keep getting, my exercise and start, keep eating, relatively healthy, it's going to change, and I will feel better once this passes. And I did, but there's going to be speed bumps. And
of course, absolutely. That's just life. Right. And those things, and it is important to remember that. Like, I know that guilt can, be fueled pretty easily, in a lot of ways, in a lot of things in life. And you just have to sort of, just be able to talk to yourself and just kind of be able to go, okay, look, that's all right. We're on 2 wheels for a while, but we'll get back on 4 wheels. We're okay. We're going to keep showing up. We're not quitting. We might come back, and maybe it's better when we come back.
Right.
I know sometimes even with playing, I get frustrated if I don't practice. There's lots of times I'll go through parts of the year where I don't sit down and practice the drums a lot, but I'm teaching a lot and stuff. So there's other ways I'm around it, but not practicing. And it's amazing how sometimes you don't, and you feel guilty about it. And then you go back to play, and all of a sudden you feel more comfortable than you did before. And you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
How is this even, or you're stronger than you were before. And it's like, how am I lifting this much now? I haven't done it in a while. And it's like, well, you just kind of gave your body a bit of a break that it needed.
Yeah. I mean, the break thing
brain,
is,
right?
Yeah. And that's
big time.
Yeah. That's important too. So,
and there's guilt. There's guilt in that.
Yeah,
like that break is. Yeah. Like, we can rid ourselves full of guilt on that.
Yeah.
But you do have to realize that everybody's in the same situation. We're all just living life as long as the wheel keeps rolling.
Yeah.
And that is, again, as a dad, these are things that you will pass along, or you'll have days that, you'll just have to exercise this all the time, and you'll be like, oh, okay, I got a way to cope with it. We'll be fine.
Yep.
You didn't go out for cake every day.
No.
You didn't go eat tacos, 14 days in a row.
No, that wouldn't be
drinking
good.
a dozen beer a day.
No,
again, you look at that, and those are extreme cases, but you go, hey, we can pull this back in.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I'm thinking the same thing for the Ontario trip. I'm thinking, like, coming up in the Ontario trip, I'm like, man, how's that going to work that week of just being active? Because it's a very, when we go there, we just shut her down.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can do it.
100% there is.
And with Scottie, it's like, we got to
have to be. Yeah. And the dogs, right? Like, you've got it built in.
Well, yeah, at home for sure. But even just getting her out, and I know she wasn't with us on this trip, but something simple as walking. I know we talk about that lots, but I always used to look at walking like, what's this even doing for me? What's this? What's the point? You know, I'm not getting anything out of this. You know, I'm barely
just wandering around.
But yeah, it's incredible how much it does help in so many different ways.
Yeah. Well, it's below the neck and above the neck. You know, if you look at those two things in life, they have to be engaged, and there's times they're not engaged. And that's where you get into a problem of, you know, when you're more above the neck, you know, you start thinking about everything and analyzing everything. That's like, there's got to be this connection of the whole thing when you're, you know, living.
Right. Yeah.
So
I gather you've learned a few lessons on this little fishing endeavor that
here's the fishing thing, and it's going to change. So Coop took up fishing. A friend baseball team has a cottage in Manitoba. They went one weekend. He went fishing with them out on their boat. He had never done that before. Caught a couple fish. Great. Comes home, wants a fishing rod, gets a fishing rod, gets some fishing gear, and takes up fishing. And we've been going to a park in town and a couple other little places. Well, he's on a losing streak now. If he's been out 9 times and hasn't caught anything.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So you can imagine how this is going.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's not going well. And all 9 times, most of the 9 times, it's been all of us there. So when everything comes crashing down at the end, all of us are affected by it.
Right.
Right. So it's not, and I feel bad. But again, I realize as being older as a father, sometimes my patience can be thin, very thin. That they can be normally, but they can be thin. And yesterday was the thinnest.
Okay.
And so we went to Regina Beach. First we went to Condi, didn't pan out. We went to Regina Beach, fished, nothing. He's sitting beside a couple other guys who fish there obviously all the time, and they're catching stuff and he's catching nothing. So there's nothing you can do. Like I can't go in the water and get him a fish, right? So he meets up with some friends out there and they're going to this one friend's place. So he goes there to fish with them for an hour. So we're like, okay, we're going to go for a drink. He's going to go fish. He's got to catch something. Like, there's no doubt about it. He goes there. We pick him up in an hour. He comes out. There's tears. Caught nothing. And he 9 times. So he gets in the car and he's flipping out, like freaking out. You know, and not that anybody needs to know the Coop's freaking out, but I felt like all of us are there. Like this is a dad moment. Yeah. So he's freaking out. So we leave and as he's free, you know, my blood pressure is going up and, you know, and so the car's getting a little tense and I'm driving down the highway and all of a sudden what happens? I'm speeding. Oh. And there's an RCMP coming right at me with his lights on.
Oh no.
Exactly. So now I'm pulled over.
Yeah.
And there's a ticket involved.
Yeah.
So now you can tell. Now you know how happy I am.
Yeah.
Right.
It's expensive.
Exactly. Exactly. So this is telling you how the end of the Sox game panned out last night.
Yeah.
So we come home. So he calms down all of a sudden because now, you know, I'm the bad guy. So we get home, whatever. Everybody kind of goes to their separate corners here. Whatever. It's fine. I've got stuff to do to get ready for the rest of the week. I come out here, put the Sox game on. You know, that's going okay. It ends like it did, you know, frustrating. End of the night, I ended up going for a late night walk by myself. But it was fine. But it was a moment of like, you know, of dadding and really kind of going, man, I had to like give myself a timeout when we got home and sit down and really think about my actions.
Yeah.
And think about, you know, how I'm going to handle the situation. And I didn't flip out on him.
That's a test.
But it was a test. And there's those days that are tests. But that's where we're at in this fishing thing right now.
Yeah.
So we're 0 for 9, which exactly. And it's going to be fine. He's going to figure it out. And he's learning a lot going through this.
Oh yeah. 100%.
But it's just the emotions are sky high.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
So my desire to go fishing now with him is at a 0.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a lot to learn, like in that, like
for all of us.
And, you know, you could be a great fisherman and still go, you know, for whatever.
Of course.
Day. But it's more about the process.
And, that's what we're trying
to
the
preparation that goes into that, right? And
well, the time we're spending together.
You get
like
better.
We're spending time together and we're hanging out.
Yeah.
And we're figuring out together. You know, yesterday, like in that fridge right there, there's a jar of leeches and worms that we went and bought yesterday.
Yeah.
For bait. Like we're all trying to work on it together and try to like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't grow up fishing, so I don't really know anything about it. And I want to learn, but it's just the process right now. So we're kind of in the grind.
Yeah. That's like anything. I mean,
of course
it'd be great if you just, picked everything up and you were great at it, and
it'd
be a lot more fun, right? That's like golfing for me, right? I played for, 6 years and still like a 15 handicap, which is not good.
But you still go out.
Yeah.
You show up and you play.
That's part of the enjoyment is working at it, and you're never going to be, I don't know if, I'm not a big fisherman either. Like obviously there is skill and there is some things that you can control. Yeah. There's a lot that you can't control as well. Similar to golf. Yeah. But it's the work and the grind and once he reels one in, it'll be worth it, right?
It'll be a big deal for all of us. Yeah. Well, and that's and you just said it. It's important. Like the conversation the other day, and he never likes when we get into conversations. And I'm pretty sure he's like, man, if I just had a dad that wasn't like older and has all this information. But we were just talking about things in life that you can control and you can't control, and the things that you can't control, you can't really get too worked up about it because you don't really have any control over it. Yeah. So it's going to be what it's going to be.
I'm still learning that,
of course, and we all are. Right?
Initial reaction is always.
But my thinking is I could help him at 12 coming on 13 with this, but he didn't want to hear that. He just wanted to fish. So whatever. We'll figure it out. But so that's how our day went.
There's going to be plenty more of those conversations.
Oh my goodness.
He turns into a teenager.
So. We can't wait for that. The 13th birthday is next month. Woohoo! Excellent. Yeah, we're not getting him a bouncy house for that one.
No.
He'll be in Ontario for that one. So maybe they'll get him a bouncy house out there.
Still got the trampoline out there?
The trampoline's still there.
Wow, that's perfect.
No, he'll be – I think he wants to go – what are the things he's doing in Ontario? He's doing some golfing. He wants to go fishing, but I'm not going to be there for the first while. And he wants to go to the skate park. So
yeah, perfect.
100%. There you go.
Sounds like a good week.
There you go. So let me know if you need me to pick up any other inflatable activities for the weekend.
Yeah, no, I just got you on Bouncy House duty on Saturday. That'll be good.
Okay. Yeah. We could fit that in 100%, but any other running around for this first birthday party, man, this is going to be a big show for the recap of this thing because it's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah,
we're going to have a photo board. We're going to have like when we do this, you're going to have like photos of the cake eating contest. And, PowerPoint.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it'll be.
It's come so far. It's insane with all the social media stuff, like you're saying, like the Pinterest and TikTok and all this stuff. And I'm just like, man, that's a lot of work.
Yeah,
I don't know if I could have handled that when you were one.
I know we find ourselves falling, like even on the Tiny Beans account, trying to keep everyone updated with photos and stuff.
Yeah. It's appreciated though. My goodness,
we slip a few.
No, you have no idea how many times we've watched the video of her laughing and throwing up, the video of her yelling. For Charlie to lay down or Banks to lay down.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. Yeah, the family loves that.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah. It's a lot of fun for sure. Yeah, no. So, we chatted about a lot. I'm glad we got to talk a little golf there. Some pretty powerful perspective from our guy, Scottie Scheffler. We got to talk about Scottie Brinkworth's upcoming birthday. And just shed a little light on some stuff that we're going through and just remember you're not alone if you feel like it, even, when you're rebuilding yourself or working towards things, you're not alone. This happens to, pretty much everyone.
Yeah. The new guy and the old guy.
Yeah. And hopefully maybe it'll spark something in you just hearing two guys chat about it. Anyways, this has been episode 18. Thank you for listening to the BrinkCast. Keep laying your bricks and we'll see you next time.
Later.